We are back, baby.
We are back.
me and Joe Fizzle, Joe Feezy. Last week he was Joe Diddy.
Joe Diddy. Why was I being accused of being like the diddler? I don't know why. I don't know where they came from.
Man. We holding it down this week.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Me and you, man. You was being Joe Diddy because you was saying some you had some pause moments.
Why was it being pause moments, man?
Some pause moments.
I was just making suggestions, man. Yeah, last week was fun. Shout out to Tiffany Haddish for being
man,
coming through and blessing the green room, man. That was really fun, man.
Right.
Fun.
Yeah, facts.
Shout out.
Yeah, she was real. She had some good good moments, man. Some touching moments, man.
It's not enough. It's never enough time, especially from for people that we know from back in the day that's doing good work, man. Because she obviously has done she's been working. She's been working, and it was cool that she still know us. She's still down to earth.
Yeah.
Regardless of what people think. Oh, you changed and stuff. I said, well, you changed for the better.
Right.
Everybody changes, but I like what we're doing and giving that space, especially to the lady comedians, because they have a perspective too, and I like the back and forth.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool, shout out to Tony Rock. It was his birthday, so happy birthday!
Happy birthday to Tone, the 30th.
On June the 30th, and by the time you see this, it will be belated a few more days.
Yeah.
So safe travels to that brother. He's been going like back and forth to an island and then hit the stage, an island, hit the stage, and we thought he was gonna be here. He may still walk in here. I don't know. I just know he got back, but I know he wanted to celebrate his birthday with Charleston, his actual birthday with Charleston.
That was yesterday. Cool. I don't know where he at today. I don't know.
I don't know, man.
Who knows where he is? But happy belated.
Happy belated, Tony Rock. And man, it's been an interesting last couple of weeks for me. It seems like I've been going in and out of town, man.
Yeah, I just got back from Denver. Got back from Denver on Sunday. Right. 4 shows with Daphne Springs at the Denver Improv.
Okay.
Dope shows. And then Sunday, I had the Ontario Improv for G Thing's birthday show. It was me, G Thing, Joe Torre, and Brandy Denise. So that was a great show. Shout out to G Thing, man, for letting me get up there.
What's up? Happy birthday, G.
Yeah, and do 20 minutes before he went on stage. And that show was good, man. G killed, man. Shout out.
How did Brandy do?
Brandy was cool. Yeah. But that audience, G got that half Crip, half blood, half hood,
he
half
got some
classy
gangsters
audience.
out there.
And then, so you gotta, how they are, you know what I mean? But Brandy did good.
Good. I for some reason, I was like, I thought he was doing a show, but I didn't know he was doing it last Sunday.
Last Sunday,
because you said you're gonna be on that show, but you were in Denver.
Yeah, but see, Denver was Friday, Saturday.
Right. Those only 2 days.
And then only 2 days.
Yeah. I should have just drug my ass out there. I went to Brea the day before.
I saw that.
Yeah,
that. How was that? Whose show was that?
Steve Trevino. Shout out to Steve Trevino. That was one of my guys that I started with. I started probably like 6 months after he did in Dallas, Texas. And that's who I was talking to Thursday in front of the store when I left my keys. I got so distracted. I ain't seen him.
Yeah.
I haven't physically seen him. Maybe once. No. That was pre-COVID.
Okay.
I have not physically seen him. Or we've, passed ships in the night, I say, hey, I saw you or whatever on social
How was
media.
the crowd?
Man, it was packed, sold out.
That's what it looked like, yeah.
Man, it was 2 shows on Saturday night.
You did both?
No, I did the first one.
Okay.
And it was, I was just gonna hang out. He said, man, you go ahead and do some time. I said, all right.
Wow.
So I did like 12:50. I just did a little guest set, man. But it was a dope crowd. The energy was great, and the joke. I did a few new jokes.
Yeah.
And I did the the LGBT joke.
Okay.
I added something to it, and it killed. It hit hard, and then the second show, Gabriel Iglesias came through. Shout out to Gabriel Iglesias. That's a class act right there. Yeah. Gabriel Fluffy. Yeah. And the way that he did.
That's my son's favorite comedian.
Really? Man, now you've been on tour and then a guest comes in, whoever may be somebody famous or whatever. And it's always a nice, refreshing surprise, especially like if you're on stage and you get the note.
Yeah.
Bring on you like, George Wallace or whoever. Right. You know, Damon Wayans or whoever's in it. So, but this dude, he didn't even give the crowd, Brenton was on stage and he said, "Okay, we got a guest," and then Fluffy walks out and like instantly the crowd went bananas.
Oh wow.
I'm talking, it's like, whoa, it's Fluffy, and women crying, "Oh my God." I was like, yo, man, I didn't see no shit like this. So me and Steve was sitting there just freaking captivated. He busted probably about 10 minutes. Yeah. And then he brought Steve on. He was like, "What the why you bring me on so quick?" Yeah. But he really charged up the crowd, but he brought it down because it wasn't about him. Because I've never seen, I mean, that was a class act, what he did. Yeah. You know, because he was famous, like a famous dude, especially to that crowd. And then he passed the baton over to
how he do? He did good.
Took it even further. And
you gotta just ride that wave, man.
Man, you know, and he didn't ride that wave. He said, "Okay, let's shake that shit off." Yeah, okay. That was bananas, but the way he did it was classy. Yeah. I mean, it was obvious that he came on after that, but I mean, it was all love. I mean, it wasn't anything that he had to. It wasn't no speed bump or anything like that. But I hadn't seen Steve go long live, you know, years. Okay. But his act was solid, so I really appreciate what he's done and he's, you know, evolving, man. So
that's dope, man.
You know, and Gabriel, he was class act, man, real generous, and you know, we talked shop in the green room. So it was dope, man.
Well, where you at next? Let's get that out the way early, because you can catch me my next show July 18th and the 19th at the Albany Funny Bone with Tone.
Okay. And we're in Greensboro, North Carolina, July the 11th through the 13th at the Comedy Zone. It's gonna be a dope show. Tone, myself, and I don't know. It's probably just gonna be us two. It's my second time at that club.
I've done it one time.
I've done, that's one of those clubs that you know wasn't a club before. It was like
it's like a restaurant.
I don't even think it was that. I think they sold plants and landscaping.
Like, it's built weird.
Yeah.
Because they got when you're on the stage to your right, they got like a little wall thing that's kind of in the way. You kind of got to look around.
It's very weird. Not in my
green
favorite
room. There's no green room.
It's an office. It's a green office. Is what it is.
So, but yeah, all right. But that's what it is.
They got a mic and sound. Let's hit it.
Yeah.
Let's hit it, man.
So this week, trending. Did you watch the episode of the Nelly and Ashanti show yet?
No, I heard that they were doing it's on Peacock, right?
Right.
So I heard that they were doing, you know, their reality show, and I watched your clip, and for context, like what was I watching? I saw the snippet that everybody,
it was a clip that's going viral now with Nelly telling Ashanti that,
ain't gonna change no diapers.
I'm not changing no diapers. I'll give you the world, but I'm not changing any diapers. I'm going to wait till the baby could walk, talk before I'm active, and not like, you know what I mean, active, just like hands on. Okay. You know what I mean, with the baby. So then, he caught a lot of slack from that. Okay. And because she was like, the baby be crying in the middle of the night, you just be sleeping through it and all that.
Give a damn.
And it's like, well, Nelly 50, he done did, you know what I mean? It's just like, I told you from the jump, hey, I give you the world, nannies, X, Y, and Z, but I'm not changing those diapers. I ain't doing this at the third. So as a father, with my son being 25, I couldn't imagine not changing his diapers.
Not changing his diaper.
Yeah, I was the first person to change his diaper. Not his mother. I put it on. I put the diaper on backwards, granted, because I didn't know what I was doing. but I never had a problem, or it wasn't an option.
I wonder what he was thinking. Like, what is the reason why he wouldn't change it?
And then, but the thing is, a lot of women are like, well, he said he could give her the world. My man could give me the world. He don't got to change diapers, whatever. I'm like, it's not about giving somebody the world or not about nannies. And then it's like things like changing your diapers and things, those are bonding moments. Whether you believe it or not, those are times that you have with your kid. You know what I mean? It's all part of parenting, and any aspect or dynamic of parenting is a bonding moment.
Of course.
Because like how I put that diaper on backwards for the first time, I can tell that story to my son now, and we both have a good laugh.
Right.
And then whenever he has his child, he can then go back to saying, yo, I remember when your grandfather put my diaper on back. You know what I mean? So just different things like that, man. And to me, it's just part of the parenting.
Yeah.
Like I can't imagine being in a high tax bracket and being super successful, and that's exempting me from the basic parenting.
Do you think that's the reason why? Because he's successful, high tax bracket. I think part of the reason I'm above being a dad.
and I feel like some women was justifying that, saying someone as busy as Nelly, but remember he had a baby with Ashanti, so Ashanti is successful and rich. So
was it a late baby? Ashanti,
this is her first baby.
This is her first baby.
Her first child.
No wonder she's pissed.
And she wasn't, I don't know if she was pissed or not, but from that clip, it was, it was like, really?
She looked like she was in shock. Now, just off it made me think, is this reality show?
Yeah, now it could have been a reality show
moment,
set up.
They sensationalized.
We gotta create it. But still, even if that was the case, that's the mentality, because I'm reading comments and a lot of women was like, well, my husband was never hands-on with the baby or changed diapers in the whatever, or hands-on with the baby in the first few months. And to me, it just made it seem like women think men aren't capable of nurturing or taking care of a baby at that age, which is totally false. It's like we're more than providers. Men could be nurturers too. Even if the woman is breastfeeding, and even if men, that's still your seed. So you still have to learn how to be hands-on with your child at the infant age.
I think it is just he ain't gonna change no diapers. I think that's probably what he was saying. I think they're sensationalizing it, like he doesn't do anything else. He's not gonna put a bottle to his mouth or whatever. But I didn't see the whole episode, so I can't.
Yeah, I didn't see the whole episode either. But just based off that clip and then me reading the comments to see the mentality of people.
Were they for Nelly or were they slamming?
Some women were for him. I don't see the problem. He's super successful. He's in his 50s, but he doesn't.
They want to be in Ashanti's, but girl, you better let him just make the money, and then you change that diaper as if she's ungrateful or something.
Right. And then I seen a lot of comments. I see more saying he wilding and he bugging, and even for the men, that's like, nah, man, like I changed my kids' diapers or I did that. It's like, so basically, we can't leave a baby. You can't be alone with your baby. Like, you know what I mean? It's
something. I did hear the part where he said that when he's walking and talking, he gonna come with us. He with the crew.
Yeah, right.
That's like what, 3
or 4?
He walking and talking. He still gonna wet himself. What you gonna do then?
Yeah. You know, I don't know, but I just felt like a lot of women was just kind of downplaying some men too. Well, I'd rather I do it to make sure that it's done right. And I was like, it's not rocket science. It's
now that's crazy. I'll go ahead and do it because he'll mess it up.
Yeah.
Nelly gonna mess it up.
And then somebody was saying in their culture, men don't do that in their culture. It's like,
whose culture is that?
I don't know. He was saying in my women's culture, men don't change diapers and do things like that with the babies and stuff like that. I don't know what culture, because I didn't know that person. I was just reading one of the comments, so I didn't say, well, hey, what culture is that?
Oh, the person who's commenting.
Yeah, the person who
in our culture.
Yeah.
We don't do woman's work.
Yeah, man.
It made it seem like, oh, that's a woman's thing, not a man's.
I was like, well, I want to say like a Middle Eastern, because I feel like that's like, you know, in that culture. But
man,
I feel like that's where a lot of that, and I could be wrong, or I could be exaggerating or going to the extreme, but sometimes I feel like that could be the start or the cause of a certain disconnect with your kid. You know what I mean? Emotionally. Because a lot of times parents of different cultures that I see, and even in our culture, lack that emotional support or don't know how to emotionally support their kids. And I feel like it starts from that day one. You know what I mean?
But do you think, like I've heard, oh, you didn't get enough hugs, or you didn't get enough emotional support, whatever, you know, a good job or encouragement or whatever. But you never hear, man, your daddy didn't change your diapers very often, did it? You know, you don't hear that.
But see, the kid won't know why. But if as a father you can't tickle and play and coochie and let me change your diaper and wipe you, coochie, come on, let me get you cleaned up. And like, to me, if you can't do that, then the older your child gets, you're already kind of gonna have a slight, I don't care if it's 0.001%, there's gonna be a slight disconnect in emotion with your kid. If you, and let me know if I'm right, let me know if I'm wrong, let me know if I'm tripping, let me know if I'm bugging. But I really feel like that.
Yeah, there's all sorts of, you know, emotional bonding that if this doesn't take place, that could have a domino effect. Or it just shapes their personality in a different way, maybe. Maybe.
So in a way where they might be like, hey, my father's real. He's kind of a, you know, strict, or he's kind of an ass, or he kind of this, or he kind of that. And I wonder why.
He never changed my diaper.
Because he never took the time to do those things when he was an infant, to have 100% emotional connection to their kid. He could have 99.8.
But it's that 0.2%.
But and I wonder if there's some science behind that.
I'm pretty sure there is. I haven't heard that in particular. I know that they kind of magnify the changing diaper.
Yeah, and it ain't even, I don't want to harp on the changing the diaper aspect, but just in general, you know, go to your mother, let your mother feed you, you know what I mean? Certain cultures, the dad, if they're not breastfeeding, you know what I mean? The dad, the mom is doing everything.
Yeah, I think there's probably some differences. Someone's got to have studied this, but I'm pretty sure there's some differences between, you know, girls and boys at that particular time. If the dad does this, how they bond. I'm pretty sure there might be something to that.
And to me, that's why when you see a lot of kids who was raised by the nannies, a lot of them are screwed up. A lot of these rich celebrity kids, you know,
they wind up screwing the nanny. I don't know. They might.
It's like
that's what they bonded to. Oh, that's not my mom.
Right. It's just like, they are the ones who I have the emotional ties to, because they were the ones. They're like two successful people with nannies. It's just like, are the nannies going to raise the kids, or
I mean, you see that a lot. You know, that's a good sitcom, Nanny Kid.
Yeah. I don't ever want to
nanny boy.
I don't ever want to get that successful to the point to where if I, you know what I mean, ever had another newborn to where I'm not still hands-on.
Hands-on, yeah. I wouldn't want that. I mean, like I say, I always, live vicariously through you guys, with your sons. And it's like, if I ever have any kids, I'm gonna be an old dad. I'm gonna be that old dad. All right, man.
Yeah.
Be all grumpy. I got a man. You made a mess.
Yeah, I mean, right.
But I would still do it.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I wouldn't want my little kid be walking around stinking or whatever. I mean, not changed. That's like, get rashes and diseases. Man. I can't imagine that. But I think that was a weird comment that he would make. I think it might have been a little sensationalized. He probably changing diapers. He
could very well be. But like I said, even the comments made it real. And that's when I was just like, yo, so y'all really think like that?
Wow.
And women and a lot of women basically saying, as long as my man can provide and give me the world, he can. I don't care what he does. He doesn't have to do this, or he doesn't have like. I'm like, yo,
how many women are getting the world?
Right, and what is the world? Like that? There's no such thing. There's no such thing.
You mean as long as he paying all the bills, and I can live and drive and eat whatever I want?
And guess what?
He don't have to change no doggone diapers.
And guess what? That still won't be the world to them.
Nope. Because it's never enough.
They're
gonna want more. They're gonna want another world.
Because the man that's giving you the world, I guarantee you, is giving somebody else a planet,
another planet,
or giving them a city or a state or a continent.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If they giving you the world, you best believe somebody else getting some kind of property and land.
Which world is it? There's only one.
You know what I'm saying? So
that you can live on. I mean, I think shows like that are evolving. Like, I'm not a reality show type guy. Either. But I think they're evolving to where you're seeing, our beloved stars and celebrities in their lives. And I mean, you can take it with a grain of salt. Is that really happening?
Do you think it hurts the celebrities or it helps them when they put their personal lives on a reality show? At this point in time where we're at, do you think it's beneficial? Do you think it's a good career move? Or like, what do you think?
It can be. I think it depends on what else they have going on. Like if there's a reason for the show, like if they have some other business venture that they're using the show to promote, I think that can be good. But if they're talking about, the shady side, the darker side of their relationship, and it's unhealthy, or there's no real lesson to be learned. We're just watching drama unfold, or that's unhealthy, that's wrong. It could put a magnifying glass on something that is resolvable off camera, but in someone else's life, not resolved at all. Or it could encourage, behaviors that are unhealthy in people's lives, because people mirror that stuff.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of times it's not real.
Right.
It's just not.
It's
scripted, or you just don't see the actual resolution. You see people fighting and people throwing up, food and destroying stuff.
Or it gives people a false hope of what they think is good or happy, where at the end of the day, you don't know what they're going through.
Yeah, you don't know. Just like when we
used to watch the Bobby and Whitney show, I think that actually hurt. As Black people loved the show because it was showing the real of who Whitney was and Bobby was, and how their relationship worked. But at the same time, we enjoyed it. We still was watching the demise of Whitney.
Yeah, now that some things, there's nothing wrong with having a private life, and how private can it be when you're on a reality show for all to watch? You can't go nowhere. You can't have any human private moments for yourself. So from that aspect, I mean, it's not, the healthiest thing in the world. I mean, I don't even know who came up with this, this reality TV.
Yeah.
Who's going to get divorced?
But that's when we saw really her being under the influence of drugs often was on that reality show.
I never saw it, but I did hear about that.
Man.
But it's gonna be captured on camera.
It was so many episodes where you was like, yo, Whitney so high.
What's on the cutting room floor? What didn't we see?
Yeah, man. I mean, but like I said, we enjoyed it, but the sad part was we actually saw the demise. Like, damn, yo, Whitney, really?
Yeah.
Like we've been fooled this whole time, and not when I say this America as a whole, more so white people was fooled. You know what I mean? Because people who knew Whitney was like, man, she from Newark, New Jersey. We know the real Whitney, but the way they painted her,
American sweetheart kind of thing. American sweetheart. She sang the national anthem better than everybody.
Yeah, man.
She sang that so it's so good. People try to imitate the way that she sang the Whitney.
She murdered it.
Yeah. I mean, people are trying to recreate that and they can't.
Can't do it.
They can't do it.
Can't do it.
But you know, the other side of reality shows, you know, it comes in different forms. Like the I don't know, like surviving such and such, you know, someone who's still alive, someone who's still in the new, like R. Kelly, like surviving.
Yeah.
I think they
see, that's considered a documentary,
but it's still the reality of it. They're documenting something that's going to be burned into your memory. Documentary, in effect, is supposed to be the reality, but it's someone's interpretation of reality. Bill Cosby, we need to talk about Bill Cosby, whatever.
Yeah.
What's the other one? Michael Jackson has, I mean, they have a whole bunch of those. And then they have it for something that's legitimately needs to be looked at so we can study and understand. You know, the Gotti, I think, what's the one? I think it was the Lolita case. I can't remember. John Wayne Bobbitt.
Oh,
John Benet Ramsey.
Yeah.
Some of that you kind of want to see what happened if there's, you know, footage or whatever you want to know what happened. But now they're airing court cases. You know, they're like the OJ trial. It's endless reality TV and documentaries.
I'm mad they didn't air the Diddy case.
I mean,
I'm still mad at. See, and that's what happened, man. Like we was invested in the Diddy case. A lot of people was invested.
They said it was going to be 8 weeks. They said it was going to be 8 weeks.
And I feel like everybody fell off and stopped being invested at the same time. Like after week 2. Yeah, and we was like, man, I ain't reading all these transcripts.
Where the video?
I want to see the video, man.
That's what it comes down to.
I ain't about to read all these court transcripts. See what
people
happened.
were doing it.
I was going hard for like the first week and a half. Then I was just like, nah, I'm good. I was listening to the videos. I'm good. But the latest thing is they got 4 verdicts.
The partial verdict. 4 counts out of the 5, I think.
They still hung on the conspiracy,
the racketeering charge. From what I have seen, you know, the Nancy Graces and whoever else, you know, the journalists, and then you have the fringe people that, you know, trying to build content. Some of them are pretty legit good. I don't know how they're getting their sources so fast. They probably got somebody out there. Shout out to Samson. Samson been out there every freaking day.
Let me tell you what white privilege is. Let me tell you what a prime example of white privilege.
Samson be using his white privilege for good.
Samson and Mark, I'm going to tell you a prime example of white privilege is, Mark. A comedian we all know, Samson. Shout out to Samson. He has been in New York covering the Diddy trial. Like, your average comedian can't afford to go to New York. That's not a real reporter.
He didn't move out there?
He's just staying out there for that. Sometimes he'll come back and go back out there like...
Okay, I thought he moved out there.
Who do you know could just do that? I'm going to go cover the Diddy trial for my TikTok and for my Instagram.
Secret Service.
And he just got sued for $100 million for defamation.
What?
So.
I don't know about that.
I wish I would say I'm going to New York to cover the Diddy trial on my cell phone and just make TikTok TikTok videos.
Wow.
And Instagram videos about the trial until the trial is over.
Wow.
And look,
he got it
I
like
got
that.
places to stay in New York, in Jersey if I wanted, but like I got other stuff to do. To say that I'm not a real reporter or it's not my job.
Well, he's obviously using it as a platform, but
he's using it as a platform because it blew his social media up when he was doing the Secret Service Sam around based on Diddy.
Right, yeah.
That blew his TikTok up.
Yeah, didn't he almost get in trouble for that? Like,
yeah, they came on him. But that's
real
again, that's a prime example of the white privilege, man.
This is just for the video. Okay, all right, go ahead, man, watch it.
And he out there, him and this other girl named Emily. And
okay, I don't know her.
Like you would think, like they worked for Fox. But it's just funny, like to be like, yo, you really out there? Are you out there every day?
I mean, yeah, I saw one. Like he'll go live, and then he'll be like, "Oh, we're on our way." Like, oh, there's the attorneys, and they're all just walking. They'll talk to him, but I guess he's a staple out there. Everybody know him.
Everybody know.
Everybody know him.
I'm not mad at him, man. Just be careful out there, Samson. Be careful out there, man, and continue using your white privilege.
Give us the case. What's going on?
So what you think gonna happen?
What happened with?
You think he's gonna be guilty? Not guilty? What you think?
It's tough to say. I mean, I think he's already guilty in the court of public opinion. I mean, he's been smeared so bad. We now have to endure. Like our brains have to remember. Oh yeah, the Diddy trial, the Diddy trial, the Diddy trial. He did this. Freak offs. I mean, he's forever gonna be known as that. I mean, I don't know what he's gonna be able to do if he does, get to walk free. Like, what are you gonna do with your life now? But if he does go to, federal prison, it begs the case of like, how long is he gonna go to? Like, how long is the sentencing going to be? And not to say that when he does get out, those state charges are going to kick in. Yeah, come on, bring your ass back to court. I don't know how that's going to work because you have state charges that weren't even discussed, really, like the domestic violence, the physical assault, or whatever. The state charges, that's not what we're talking about.
Right.
We want to get him like the big fish. It was one big pocket draining fiasco that this man, regardless of his innocence, guilt or innocence of what, I still don't know what he can be found guilty of. This racketeering thing, the assault is there, but that's not what he was being charged for. The sex trafficking is there. Was he actually doing it? I don't.
Somebody broke it down with the counts that they already got a verdict on.
Which was what?
On how the coercion. Let me see if I could pull it up.
Okay, the coercion where is, hey, I want you to come to do this freak off. No, hey, I got this tape. I'll show it to your mom. Okay,
right. Yeah.
Okay,
that's what it is.
Blackmail, coercion. You could say that you're trying to crowbar, a guilty verdict by creating this scenario. Right or wrong, is that the RICO charge? If that's the case, I mean, a lot of people need to get sued. I mean, that's called leverage and manipulation.
Yeah.
But if you want to, that's blackmail. We're sending it to your mom. I'm not really gonna do it, but that's like
what the thing is, when they already kind of got it out for you.
Like they already got it out for Diddy.
New York been trying to, because Diddy done slipped his way out of a lot of shit.
Okay, I mean, it's like what I said from the very beginning. You offend the wrong person in your your line of business or the lifestyle that you're living in the type of relationships that you have, you offend the wrong person, then this is what it looks like. Aside from the fact you are doing things that your white counterparts are not going through this. So let me say this.
No, you can't say that either.
I can say that for this reason.
First of all, they locked up, like I said before, they locked up all the Steens. Okay. They locked up one Steen so bad he committed suicide.
Yeah, but they got
the Amber crime. Everybody be talking about the Amber crime and Fitch they got him.
Blink and you'll miss it.
But it don't matter. They got him.
They got him.
And black people don't care about no Amber crime. Why? We don't care.
Exactly. And that's why we're not talking about it. Is it
he wasn't a staple in the black community for us to care about an Amber Crombie case.
All I'm saying
Amber Crombie could walk in here right. Amber Crombie could walk anyway. We wouldn't even know. Black people don't care about Amber Crombie. Let's just keep it.
You gotta go deeper. Anytime you say the Diddy case, you gotta say, "Oh, don't forget about Jeffrey Epstein," because
why we keep bringing him up? He dead.
It don't matter. It don't matter. You got to be able to hang sexual deviance around a non-white neck.
And they arrested him. They locked him up.
Okay,
it ain't
the scrutiny and the sensationalism
and they had documentaries about him on Netflix.
Okay, you done forgot about him, but they really blew up this one. This has maximum
because once again,
this is crazy.
Because once again, if you compare Diddy to Epstein, Diddy is a bigger person. Diddy has a bigger persona.
Exactly.
So it's going to be bigger.
And if you read both of those depositions, there's some slight differences, but everything they're trying to prove, the trafficking and the RICO charges, that's what they didn't do for Jeffrey Epstein.
Okay.
It was all I'm saying. I didn't watch that case, but what he was doing, what he was really doing, profiting, influencing, racketeering. He had a whole island. Where's Diddy Island? Where is it? All I'm saying is
he did his time.
He did his time and he's gone, whatever. But I'm talking about the image that was portrayed.
His image was screwed.
But he is white. There's a different set of rules when the same kind of thing happens.
I don't know.
That's why I said he's a cautionary tale. You can't do those type of things. And you offended the wrong person. So, we're gonna fix you. I
don't think we could put a color on it because
I put a color on
the whole Me Too movement started kind of with Cosby. But
no, it didn't.
No, it started with
Jack Johnson. Go ahead.
No, it started. The Hollywood Me Too movement, did it start with Weinstein or did it start with Cosby? Who kicked it off? Mark, who kicked it off? Was it Weinstein and then they came out about Cosby?
Who had the hashtag first? Who? He's going to look it up. But
yeah.
But during that time, you had legitimate concerns of, Hollywood, directors and producers, abusing their powers, and women were.
It was Harvey.
Okay, yeah, Harvey.
And then Cosby came.
Okay, yeah. When it became big in the news, but we know stuff like this has been going on for decades. We know that. But as far as, may I direct your attention? May I have your eyeballs, please? Look what Harvey Weinstein did, and
they blew Harvey up too.
Okay, but then they offset it with who? Cosby. Thank you. Yes. I mean, it just seems like it's a yeah, that's fucked up. We don't want that to be the last thing on your mind. Cosby. And then all this fanfare.
No, what it did was it just opened up Pandora's box for everybody else to tell their story about who was doing what in the industry and in the business. I don't think it got nothing to do with black and white.
Well, I think there is that element as a side effect because of the deviant debauchery that goes on. We've all heard about it. but the people who actually experienced it that never got justice, something had to happen. And as a side effect, nobody wants to be perceived as, the boogeyman.
Yeah.
That's why I pulled the race card and say we need to hang this on a brother's neck. Now that is a side effect. I'm not saying this is the direct action, because it doesn't happen unless you offend somebody that you probably shouldn't offend.
Yeah, one way or the other.
That's just my opinion.
Yeah, they locking white folks up too. They lock Martha Stewart up.
Where?
If you lock Martha Stewart up,
she got conjugal visits from Snoop Dogg. Where did she go? No, I don't know.
You know what I mean? So to me, it's not about.
But what was she locked up for though? Insider trading.
Insider trading. Yeah.
She offended somebody. They said, "You are a woman. I don't care if you're white or not. You don't do what we do." And then there's something there that we just don't know. And I think that was just she was made an example of. Mm-hmm. She did her time. She's doing better than ever. What's Diddy going to do when he does get out? If he gets out,
he's still going to have money.
He's still going to be able to make
his reputation is going to be to shits, in my opinion.
Okay.
And I feel like it could be his karma.
You can't get away from that.
Yo, no matter who
you reap what you sow,
no matter what the public opinion is about folks, your karma is going to always catch up with you.
Yeah, you're gonna have to account for your deeds to some degree, and with him, it's hard to say, because this is, in my mind, this is bigger than the OJ trial. I think I mentioned that a couple weeks ago.
Think so?
I'm just saying, because of how we see it. I saw the OJ trial, and that lasted a very long time.
Yeah, forever.
And but we got to see it, but only in one place. There weren't comment sections and this and that. Yeah. And I say this is bigger because of the magnitude of how we intake information about it, and it's readily available. Okay, what's going on? Boom. I don't have to wait for no paper. I don't have to wait for analysts to get on and talk about it after the fact. And they just had cameras in the room. Now we got people with cameras in their hands getting interviews from everybody involved, and everybody's got their opinion on it. But it has the same effect, which is black celebrity is in the news for such and such, and it just looks one of our heroes are being taken down for whatever reason of their own actions. But I think there's a different set of rules when it's us, people who look like us. I just think, pockets, time to drain the pockets.
Yeah.
Give me your money. Oh, what did you do? I got arrested. That's against the law.
And I'm going to say the opposite. I don't think it has nothing to do with race. I just think it just has something to do with, even if he pissed off the wrong people, I think if it was a different race who pissed off the wrong people, they would be in the same position, same situation.
I think, I say it again, it's a side effect. Oh, a bonus. A bonus. And it's about the money, but it's a bonus. Oh, we're taking Cosby's money? We're taking Diddy's money? That's a lot. Tiger's money? What did he do? It is all back to what you do in your bedroom. Now, this is, I think people's behavior is going to change. Chicks, like, what do women think about this now? Because you want to get flued out. That, I think them days is over. You're gonna have to get a buddy pass if you want to see it.
They far from over, man.
Cats don't want to get RICO charges.
They're gonna put them on trains, and
it's the same thing. That causes a state line.
I trained her out. They.
He said, "Go to Amtrak, baby."
But see, now what they're gonna do is they're gonna make chicks pay for their own flights.
will you reimburse me? Now it's still a problem because you done paid.
So now, you know, it's gonna be a lot of cash transactions. Yo, you gotta book your own flight, man. I can't.
I'll give you cash when you get here.
When I see you, I give you cash.
Don't write it down.
And you're not getting a receipt.
Hello.
You know,
it don't make no sense.
It's just gonna be interesting to see what the verdict is gonna be, and you know exactly what if he's found guilty. Excuse me. What his sentence will be, and if he's found innocent, I want to see what's going to happen to the people who were publicly, like within that circle, within that business, wasn't endorsing him, or the people who he may have been friends with that just went ghost. How's that going to affect what's going to happen with those relationships? And then what's going to happen with him? You know, is he going to be able to bounce back? Is he going to be able to make music? Or, I mean, I feel like brands are not going to want to attach themselves to him at this point in time.
We'll see after his first party.
That's all you need to do is have one party to see who's going to all show up and what it's going to be like.
You know, it's hard to say his innocence. He's innocent of the charges. It says nothing of his character of, you know, of that tape, that very first tape with Cassie when he was, you know, beating her up. It says nothing of that. I think that is going to be forever burned into people's memory.
Yeah.
So he's innocent of sex trafficking.
Well, you're saying he is innocent?
No, I'm saying if that's the case, he's innocent. That's a charge. Sex trafficking is a charge. He's what was the other one? The coercion.
Yeah.
Let me see. Blackmail or whatever. If he's innocent of this, it's not like he's innocent of murder.
Right.
He's innocent of racketeering. That's another thing. Like how did the defense not mount, you know, call witnesses and like that was weird. I can understand why not, but because it was just weird looking. Like they didn't call anybody.
They feel like the prosecution didn't show enough evidence for the
RICO charge. I think that's what it was.
For those charges.
I think that was a big one.
Saying if they would have had people from on Diddy's side talk or, you know, take the stand, it could have messed that up. You know what I mean? You know.
Yeah, I mean the legal team was smart, but
that could have also backfired on them.
Legal maneuvers. I mean the jury right now. I mean they're in there deliberating.
Yeah,
they may be doing it now. I think that I heard they're trying to do it by July 3rd. So can we just have this holiday and not have to worry about it?
4 of the 5 counts. Damn, where are they?
That last count is the RICO charge, right?
That was the first one.
Okay,
the first one was, let me see.
In no particular order.
Acts involving kidnapping, acts involving arson, acts involving bribery, witness tampering. Oh no. Okay, some of those charges was the ones that they got rid of.
They actually dropped them?
They dropped some of those charges.
Or certain aspects of that, like they're not going to use it to consider
right
in the deliberation. Because a lot of people were saying that the other day, charges are being dropped. And people were like, what? But there was some nuance to that.
Let me see. Yeah, well, we're going to see.
You know, I'm interested to the point where what is your perception of him now? You know, and how does that?
You asking me before this all happened?
I'm just saying.
Or
I mean, even
or now, like
I mean, the reality of it is he's either going to jail, and you know he still got money, he still has access to resources. it's not over for him yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah, as far as him continue to live the life that he's used to living, as far as material and just the luxurious life, he will still be able to do that. Now, him and his relationships, I feel like are gonna definitely tarnish. I don't feel like he's gonna be Diddy anymore. I don't. He's gonna have to. He's come
love.
Up
What's his current name? He's love.
He's gonna have to come up, baby. Yeah. See, that all that shit was bullshit because he knew something was about to come down. So now he wanted. I'm love. Nah, man, you already done put too much bad seeds in the dirt. It ain't growing. You know what I mean? So it was too late for that love.
Yeah, hopefully, hopefully it'll lay low.
He's gonna have to come back with a new name now, and I feel like he's gonna have to really lay low because nobody's gonna want to be seen or attached to him because his image has been tarnished that much. Now, as much as I'm seeing people say "free Diddy," it's like, nah, that image is no bueno.
I got this T-shirt for nothing.
Yeah. So
and you know what? No one's talking about those videos still exist. Somebody gonna monetize them. Somebody's gonna monetize those videos, and it's gonna be like the R. Kelly video times 1,000. I mean, those videos exist.
Yeah.
And don't think somebody, somehow, some way, is gonna release those videos to make money.
I would love to see.
What? Whoa, no.
Sorry.
You want to see?
I don't want to see the ones where she's getting like just
punished.
Yeah, I don't want to see that. Just show me like a good
one-on-one. A one-on
with who? I mean, it ain't with another. I mean, I just want to focus on Cassie.
Oh God.
But I want to see one where she wanted the freak off.
Yeah, when she set it up.
Where she was okay with it.
It's your birthday, Diddy. Guess what I did?
I don't want to see the
favorite thing.
I wouldn't want to see one of the tapes where she didn't want to be there. I was like, okay, this is the one she said, I'll do this one. I'll see that one. This is, I'm all the porn I don't watch.
Trey Diddy.
Call me Trey Diddy.
I don't know, man. I think that it's not over. Those videos exist. I think we're moving into a time where the secrets are going to be told.
Yeah, in this business period, the secrets are going to be like. I feel like now, man, the whole element of being a celebrity doesn't hold the weight that it used to hold.
Meaning,
like. It's kind of like almost not a bad thing, but kind of like, so what?
So what?
Like remember back in the day, a celebrity, it was like, oh my God, like
a celebrity sighting.
Yeah, and the mysteriousness behind the celebrity, like you had to be in the right place at the right time to see a celebrity.
Yeah, like at a hotel. You're like, what are you doing in this hotel? Yeah, I'll tell you what he's doing at that hotel.
You just didn't know what a celebrity did on their day-to-day basis.
They weren't real people.
Idea they wasn't real people.
Yeah,
that's why when you would see them, you'd be like, oh my God, this is a celebrity now. It's just like, yo, these celebrities are regular, normal people, and the ones that are not normal, they're sick. And like, cause just imagine you seeing Cassie anywhere at a restaurant or whatever out here in LA. You're gonna be like, oh shit, pretty, just famous, just all that. Just it's Cassie. You wouldn't have any idea of the shit she been through or did the night before.
Or was about to do.
Or about to do that night. You're caught up in the fact that it's, oh my gosh, it's Cassie. Now, with all this stuff that's been exposed, you kind of just like, okay, yeah, I know who you are, but
I heard about you.
What kind of person are you really? Like, You know what I mean? It just took away
knowing what you
like
know.
Like even when you see these Instagram girls and models like flying here, flying there, showing this bag, showing that bag, but showing no dude with them. It's just like, yo, you somebody flying you out, you getting smashed. If you're in Dubai, you're getting shitted on literally. You doing all this disgusting, disgraceful stuff for money and materialistic things. Now that we know that, we don't give a fuck. It's like you lost your superpower.
Yeah, the allure.
The allure is just like, yo,
anonymity.
Men will be more, like supportive or more, surprised if you show them your W-2 form showing that you make X amount of dollars to be able to afford what you're doing.
So do you think, and I don't think this, do you think that it somehow cheapens or lowers the perception of women that aspire to be like that or try to look like that, try to have an image like that?
Yeah, it does. So? It's like, what really matters to you? What is your worth? Is a bag your worth? Is jewelry your worth? A nice car your worth? A penthouse your worth? Like it just, but I hear it all the time when if you don't have none of that, you feel like that's what you need.
To validate your existence. Yeah. If you have stuff.
And then when you get it, you realize, oh shit.
What you did to get it.
When you get it, it fuck, in your mind, it fucks with you to say, damn, this is what I had to do to get it. But then in order to make you feel better, you keep getting new stuff and you keep doing the same shit that you've been doing that you got the old stuff to get the new stuff. So it's just a cycle.
Yeah, it is a vicious, especially if you're doing something that is morally wrong.
Dog, these girls are really going to Dubai getting shitted on, literally.
I've heard about that. I'm not
for a bag.
Yeah, I'm not like I can't wrap my mind around how a woman would allow a woman of class, a boss bae or whatever, would allow herself to do that.
Yeah. For what?
Yeah, I mean, and I know they exist. You don't know who they are.
Just to show it off on Instagram. Or just to flaunt it in front of other people or broke people. Because people with money don't give a damn.
No, they don't care. But the shame that gets ignored, that's got to do something to your psyche.
It does.
To know that you did this thing. And it's like you're selling yourself so you can have this one-upmanship in your peers. That's just crazy. That's just crazy.
And when you realize you're the only one who gives a fuck.
Yeah. Like, or the only one who did it.
Or you're the only one who did it. Or a lot of times
that's a girl's trip for you. A
lot of times those girls hang with other girls that's doing the same shit.
Probably.
I know.
Oh, you know?
Oh, I know.
Oh, nigga, I don't.
No, I know.
Like that.
Trust me, I know.
But I definitely think that we're living in a world where image matters and character does not.
Say that again.
Image matters, character does not.
And don't get me wrong, I'm not just going to get on the lady. It's men out here doing the same.
Well, it's
now they ain't going to Dubai, but
yeah, it's the men that those type of women are subjecting themselves to, low moral character, low vibrational, homoerotic type dudes that get off on that type of stuff. Yeah, they exist too. I mean, you wouldn't have you wouldn't have all this if it wasn't no dudes doing this.
Right.
However, can't exactly say that. I mean, a man can be enticed into that type of lifestyle. I think women's nature it is in a woman's nature to manipulate and deceive and stuff to get things. They'll resort to that, and some men will oblige.
Yeah.
And I think the turning around of that, I mean, now you get a vicious cycle.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I've been seeing this balloon pop thing.
Mm-hmm.
I heard it was going to be like an actual show on Netflix. I don't know.
It is.
So it
Yvonne
is.
Orji was hosting it.
Really? I have to go check that out. Shout out to Yvonne Orji. So they didn't get the original creator of it.
Nope.
I think that's kind of jacked up. Good for Yvonne because I know Yvonne.
The original got producer credit though.
Producer credit. Did she get the money from it? But because that's her thing. But I'm seeing it. That content, and I think it's showing us, a dark mirror of what we have to deal with. Like, are we really like this? Yes, we are. Maybe that's what we need. We need to change. There needs to be some kind of balloon pop revolution. There's some messed up individuals out here.
Sick in the head, messed up people who they're not really looking for love.
What are they looking for, Trey?
Somebody they could joan on, somebody they could talk shit about. It's like, they're dealing with their own demons, man, to where they're projecting it on the person that's trying to get their attention and get them to go on a date. It's just like, they're on both ends. I've seen the men judge the women judge the men on some of the dumbest shit.
Yeah, I think the idea of it's like this is our wild. Like in the wild, the male has to impress the woman, and they have to perform peacocking and like this, and the women's like, oh yeah, they have to choose the man who's willing to freaking make a fool out of himself or make the biggest display, and then these guys are doing it, and the women are like, yeah, it's like, this is what they, nah.
As soon as they walk out, they popping balloon. Pop, pop, pop. It's like, what? The outfit, the shoes.
It's like the dating Apollo or something like that.
Yeah.
Because they're not celebrities walking out there. They're not people who look like that man or woman that they have in their head.
I like, from the ones, the few that I watch, I like the YouTube version better. Once it went to Netflix, it got charactery, where people from other reality shows started being contestants and things of that nature. So the Netflix one isn't really authentic. That YouTube one though is the real deal. That's where you're gonna get the entertainment from.
Yeah, and the one I've seen a couple where they actually they make a connection, and then it's like, okay, you kept your balloon, and they go off and they do something, but the shaming, that's what the show is about.
It's about shaming.
It ain't about
trying to find love.
It ain't.
It's about shaming.
It's about shaming people and
sad.
And it's like, oh, I've always wanted to say this, and then there's no recourse.
Yeah, now I can say it where millions of people.
But I know that's, in retrospect, I think that's a small sampling of, good, virtuous women and men of high moral character. I think those people would never even go on that show. I would never go on that show.
I would never go on.
I would never go on that show. And the people that do, more power to them. But that's a reflection of the rest of your life dating potential. You're gonna be dealing with people just like that.
you don't have to go on that show where you can always come on Love from the Green Room.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, now that's real.
That's real.
We trying to make a connection, but we got to weed through all them balloon pop ass motherfuckers trying to come through here.
Connection of love. Nah. We gotta get another one of those episodes going soon, man.
Yeah, we do. I remember the first time we did, we tried to add that little balloon pop aspect. I think we should stay away from that.
I just did it comedically.
Comedically.
Yeah, right.
But unless we really added some satire to that aspect, because I think that takes away from, genuine connection, I think. But I'm looking forward to it. I don't know the thing that's going to be our thing with that. But all I know is it's a good time to actually chop it up with the people who are looking to make a connection.
Hopefully we can get the one going with Tiff.
Yeah, I think that would be a real good one, because her being a comedian, she can at least talk, and she'll talk back. And I think she's at that age where companionship is something that she wants.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we got to send in that W-2 or whatever she said. She said EIN for 5.
We got to get all that. We got to get all that.
Woo.
Yo, so we can't forget about the sponsor, Captain Kirk Jamaican Rum. I'm not drinking right now after what happened Thursday.
Oh yeah.
Yo.
Captain Kirk, man. We love you, brother. Keep sending these things. We looking forward to that label, that dope Captain Kirk's Jamaican Rum Punch label, man. Appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, man. Thursday, my cousin came into town, him and his family from Atlanta, man, and we went and smoked some cigars. And, anytime my fam come in town, it was the first time coming to LA since I've been here. So, I like to show them a good time. And, I got to drinking, and I don't know what happened. I don't know if wifey gave me she got me an extra shot, and I had to rush it because we was leaving the comedy store, and I couldn't leave with the shot out of the comedy store. Yeah. And then I had like 2 drinks at the cigar spot, and I was smoking the stick, and before I know it,
zooted,
just lit, and then had to go to the flyaway to the airport, and I lost my stylist to my phone, so I got to order another one. I don't know how. I don't know where this at. And dog, I don't even know how I just got on that flight, because I was so juiced up, and I was like sleeping and I just don't recall.
No adrenaline, nothing. I gotta get this flight.
Everything was just like, oh, I'm here. Okay, I'm on a flyaway. Okay. Oh, I'm at my gate. Okay. And I don't remember anything leading up to just, okay, I'm walking on, oh shit, my seat. I'm on the plane. Man. I was so done. And I'm
surprised you got there too.
Yo, I was throwing up I was throwing up Friday.
Oh, after you got there?
When I got there, I was throwing up Friday before the show. I mean, I had a hungover. I took some hangover Alka-Seltzer. That made me feel a little better. Ate breakfast, threw it up. Then I threw up maybe about 3 times, and I was just like, all right. And I was just trying to get rest, and then I had to do both shows Friday with that nauseated feeling.
Oh, feeling
like, I'm just feeling
should have called
drained
in sick day.
And feeling tired. And I got through the 2 shows, and then by that time, I had went back to my hotel room. I ordered wings from the club, ate the wings in the room, and that stayed down. And then Saturday, I was feeling a lot better. Not 100%.
You drink fluid?
I was drinking fluids, you know what I mean? Watermelon, because we had watermelon in the green room, right. Fruit. So I was eating, the watermelon always hydrates you.
Right.
And so I got through that weekend, man. So I said all that to say, I'm not drinking hard liquor for a while right now. Now, I'm going to be in Vegas for the 4th, but I want to try my best not to drink hard liquor. We'll see. But
take it slow, bro. Because you did throw, because it was at the end of the night, and I think maybe you threw it back. Wasted or whatever, man.
Yeah.
But shout out to you, man. I mean, I appreciate you immensely.
Yeah.
For allowing me to go to your house in the guest room, man, because I was calculating because that probably would have been like a $200-300 mistake.
Yeah,
because I got so caught up at the store, I left my keys there. And I parked over there by down the street, Joe's Pizza. You go down and the cheapest lot on Sunset. Try to save a little money. I'll go ahead and make that walk. Yeah. They closed down.
Damn.
And I was looking, I was like, man, I think I better leave. And I didn't, and I just missed it. And of course, we was on the phone, but that was, I didn't know what I was gonna do. I wouldn't be able to get in to like Uber to the house.
But you couldn't get in your house.
Yeah, I had no keys. And then shout out to Benny, Benny, she texted me back, no, I don't have your key. So I was like, I'm glad I didn't Uber up there. Yeah. I'd been stuck like Chuck. So Ivy helped me out, and then that was cool. So she hung until I got my keys.
Good.
So that was
good,
dope,
man. Well, that's what we're here for, brother.
I was about to cry.
Yeah, I know, right?
What am I gonna do?
But yeah, man. So once again, July 18th through the 19th, Albany, Funny Bone is my next spot. You know what I mean? So make sure if y'all in that area to come through. 4 shows that weekend.
4 shows. Okay. Yeah, I'm at Greensboro, July the 11th through the 13th. Also, I'm doing the Upstairs LA. That's on July.
I got to text Sarah Mello to get
24th.
Yeah.
I just got picked up for a gig that they're doing here, actually, at Petty Cash with Sherwin and Esau.
Okay.
That's on the 27th, I believe.
Hey, man.
So
stay busy. Keep subscribing to the channel. Keep commenting, liking, sharing.
Let me see where we at, bro.
Interacting.
Let me see where we at. We are at 5639.
5639. All right. We're trying to get to 10,000 by the end of the year.
Yeah,
before the end of the year. So
share this.
Yeah.
Like it. We love you. We appreciate you. Shout out to Tony Rock when he's traveling. Safe travels to that brother.
Yes, sir.
And we'll be back next week.
We out. Peace.
I don't drink yet, but it's coming, I can't lie. I don't even smoke, but I walk with my head high. Wise man gave me advice, not to have a vice. Now career's taking off overnight, a red eye. Mama asked me how I'm doing, I said fine, but LA's making me cold-blooded, a dead guy. You remind me of Ye back in 2007. You realize you are a champion in their eyes. The most surgical person working with verses and pens. I'll have you learn the proverbials, every word that I spit. And I'm not trying to teach, but play it back, it's reversible. They say I should find a niche, but each verse is too versatile. Each version is personal. If you wanna go vertical, they say be controversial. Gotta be flying, purchase jewels like a peacock and Bertle do. I've been fighting for my green just like Ninja Turtles do. Underground blowing up just like the Titan submersible.